Hi y'all, I wanted to give y'all a special video. I'm 40 years old and I have learned a couple things in this life that I want to share with you all in a video that I would like to call Advice from Auntie Jules, or maybe I'm your BFF or your older sister or your really wise younger friend. I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean. Number one, if you cannot afford to have at least $50 to $100 in your pocket whenever you go out on a date with a guy, you cannot afford to be dating right now. I say $50 to $100 because you want to be able to, in case of an emergency, maybe the guy's an asshole, you want to be able to afford to pay half to all of that meal. You want to be able to afford to pay for an Uber home. I don't recommend, getting flued out by guys that you don't know, that you were not in a serious relationship. But if you are wanting to get flued out by people, by men that you're dating, if you don't know what that means they fly you out and y'all, hang out. I don't recommend doing that unless you can afford a plane ticket back home, a night in a hotel until you can catch that plane, and Ubers. If you can't afford that, you cannot afford to be flued out. One of my mutuals on TikTok said it best, that there's this mystical, whimsical idea that we can just follow love and there's a net that will catch us if we fall. And she said, there is no net. This is not a rom-com where we just laugh together at the end. No, a lot of us put ourselves in situations where we can really get fucked up. A lot of us put ourselves in situations where we're stranded and now we're trying to beg and borrow and piece together how we're going to get home and how things are going to work out. I get it. I love a good, healthy relationship just as much as the next person, but you got to think with your head more than you do with your heart, okay? If you can't afford to protect yourself, you cannot afford to be dating. Number two, when you have kids, plan as if you don't have a village. There's a lot of rip-roar around the fact that this new generation of grandmamas don't want to babysit their children. Okay, I'm going to say something that is a tad bit controversial. Y'all might come for me. It is nobody's obligation to watch your children. My mom said it best. No one has to do anything for you. My mom told me that at a young age. No one has to be nice to you. No one has to do anything for you. I don't care what their title is in your life. And hey, you might decide to retaliate and say, hey, you can't see my kids anymore then. That's fine. That's all up to you. But I think the worst thing you can do is have kids and then assume that you're going to have this big village there. A lot of people are disappointed to find out that nobody's there. Not only do you change when you have kids, but those around you change as well. It's a huge responsibility. So I think it's best that if you have kids, it is your responsibility. Nobody else. Just plan it as if nobody else exists except for you and your man, if you got a man. And then it's an extra added bonus when you find that there are people there for you. And then you aren't disappointed at the other end of the spectrum when you find out that people aren't. Because at the end of the day, when we have babies, those are our children. My kids are my responsibility, nobody else's. And something else we have to realize, a lot of these grandmamas, this ain't back in the day. Our grandmamas are working. A lot of people can't retire until they're like late 70s or 80s now. People are working. Our generation of grandmamas, they raise their siblings. And then again, people are also allowed to say no. I used to work with a lady that her daughter got upset with her because she wouldn't uproot her life and move to Florida to raise her kids for her. And she said, I love my grandbabies, I watch them when I can, but I don't want to move. I like where I'm at. So just remember, when you have kids, you are your village, you and your partner. Don't plan on anybody else being there for you. Plan as if nobody else is on the planet. I know it's sad, but we got to be realistic. I see too many people getting disappointed because they thought all these people were going to be there and then they weren't. Number three, I've said this on quite a few videos before. Get your house in order. Somebody told me this, I think it was 2015, and I was an emotional and mental and financial mess. And I had the nerve to be out here dating and all kinds of stuff. And she said, get your house in order. Basically, I had too much shit going on to be worrying about being somebody's girlfriend. I think too many folks are obsessed with marriage and they want to be in a relationship, and they ain't never been to a therapist. They haven't even bought a damn self-help book. They haven't even bought no damn journal. Their finances are in complete disarray. They don't know how to communicate properly. I mean, just a mess. If you get to the bottom of your shit and you start to heal, a lot of you will find, hey, I'm only in a relationship because my finances are fucked up and I want somebody to help me pay my bills. I'm only in a relationship because I'm tired of raising these kids alone and I just want somebody to help me. I'm only in a relationship because my family, my friends, my ex didn't love me and I just want to prove to them that somebody loves me. I'm only in a relationship because society tells me I need to be in one. I'm only in a relationship because I hate being by myself and I think being in a relationship is going to fix that. Fear, societal pressure, bad finances, not wanting to be alone anymore, thinking a man is going to solve your problems, not good reasons to get into a relationship. Love is a good reason to get into a relationship. Get your life in order. And no, I am not saying to be perfect. None of us are ever going to be perfect, but I'm saying if your finances are screwed up, okay, we need to pause and focus on that. If you're not in the right headspace, we need to pause and focus on that, because the worst thing you can do, let's say you do meet an amazing guy and then you're jacked up and you're bringing your shit on him and that relationship is doomed before it even started, because a good man isn't going to put up with that. The next thing, live your life while you are young. Stop trying to rush and get married and have babies. People are having babies later in life. People are getting married later in life. Go to school now. If you don't want to go to school, travel now. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy your peace. Get out into this world and stretch your legs and kick your shoes off. There will be time to relax. And there's no guarantee that we're going to live to our old age. There's this myth that, oh, we work hard now and do all this now and then you can retire. There's no guarantee that we're going to make it to that age. All we have is now. So live now. Lastly, it's okay to realize that you've grown out of your friends. It's okay. It's a huge blessing to have friends that you have grown with and, you know, y'all have been through all kinds of stuff with. Y'all been together for a decade, but it's also wise to understand, you know, we're just not compatible anymore. We want different things. We're on two different paths and this isn't working. It's okay to let go of people along the way. A lot of y'all have these big friend groups and these large families, and it's full of people that you should have been done let go. You're all stressed out and wondering what's going on and your peace is interrupted and y'all aren't getting along and there's just a bad vibe because you're holding on to all this extra weight that you should have been done let go of. It's not quantity, it's quality. And a lot of y'all have the quantity, but you don't have good quality people in your life. So know the difference. Do I just have a lot of people or do I have good people? Anyway, I hope that helped. Bye.